And Nikki, obviously your background was also in architecture, design, those areas. How much do you think that is going to be changing if we're talking about space, and that space is there for really, I mean, the majority of people's costs are the people rather than the building, in a way. So how much is space, do you think, going to have to change, and what part will innovation, data play in that?
Well, I think, there's a lot to say about it. And I think one of the key themes, and it's quite interesting, listening to everybody speak here, is the way that we describe innovation and change. And I think you used the phrase, we need to make buildings smarter, or we need to keep up. This is kind of like racing towards a goal. So, and excuse the expression, but it's a little bit of, you can roll a pig in glitter, but it's still a pig. So, this is what we're kind of dealing with at the moment, is that we're applying the technology or applying the design on top of the existing asset, or even when we're designing new assets, we're designing it in the exact same expletive way. I like to be controversial because then I'll be remembered. Thank you for, Mr. over there for the inspiration behind it. But it is, we are now looking to, how can space actually engage with the people that use it? And there's a huge responsibility on us now because, I was quite privileged to visit the Microsoft headquarters in Amsterdam 2 days ago, which, Menno was kind enough to arrange for me. And the way that they're thinking about space is that they're saying, well, actually, we don't want to have a workspace. This is kind of a hop-in kind of casual setup. 70% of the building isn't office space. They have a shared space for people that pop in. All the furniture is rented. They're actually making no commitment to having a fixed office space. And this is Microsoft. So I think, when I give my, one of the slides in the presentation that I give, it's a slide that shows the Jetsons. Do you guys remember the cartoon, The Jetsons? Yeah. It's like this futuristic family in 2026. In 2062. And you see the father, George Jetson, at work with his feet up on the desk and, his briefcase, etc. And that's the future that Hanna-Barbera imagined for us. But really, the future that we're living in now is that the type of workspace we have, it's a data center, it's the cloud. That's the way we're designing. So we actually need to design, this kind of airy-fairy stuff about how do we use the equipment, what's surrounding the person. I think it's less about space and it's about, devices and being able to plug in.